Today we get to enjoy talking about Surat Al-Israa. Surat Al-Israa is very interesting. It's a lot of fun to talk about. I love talking about Surat Al-Israa. Mainly because of the reason, because of the name, of the surah itself and what it kind of reminds you of. It's the only surah in the Qur'an that actually refers to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, right, to Al-Quds. And the actual event of Al-Isra is what this surah is named after. Now, if I were to ask you, out of the two journeys he had, he made, which one of them is more valuable or more important? Was it Al-Isra or was it Al-Miraj? Which one was more spiritual or had more importance? Obviously Miraj, because he went and spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was in heaven. Isra, it's still on earth. So Miraj is actually much more important. However, the surah wasn't called by Al-Miraj, it was called by Al-Isra. So you wonder, okay, why is it being called Al-Isra? And why is Al-Isra being quoted? سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. So what was the point of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quoting Al-Isra, specifically not quoting Al-Miraj? Well, there's the purpose of the surah rotates around why he chose Al-Isra subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you understand why he chose Al-Isra, the purpose of the surah becomes very clear to you. What happened during Al-Isra that didn't happen during Al-Miraj? Well, the Prophet ﷺ entered the Masjid Al-Aqsa, as the story goes, and when he enters, all of the prophets that had ever existed, all the prophets Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created were all in there. It was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he entered, Jibreel took him in. When he entered, the masjid was full. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, usually there's no one there. But this time it was full, with the spirits of all the prophets that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created in history, from Adam alayhi salam to Isa alayhi salam. Everyone was there. And the Prophet ﷺ, you know one of all these people. But Jibreel starts pointing them out. There's Ismail, your grandfather, and there's your great father Ibrahim, and right there's Lut, and there's Salih, and there's Shu'aib. And he's pointing out all these prophets, and they're all opening up the way, they're offering him a way through the masjid to the front. And the Prophet ﷺ is being told walk, so he's walking, looking around, seeing the faces of the people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the most. And as he makes his way to the front, he is told by Jibreel alayhi salam, كبر وصلي بالناس. Make takbir and pray, and they will all pray behind you. And he prayed to Rak'ah Masjid Al-Aqsa as an imam of all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what happened there. That's the only thing that happened there that's actually worth noting. But what's the point of that story? What it's like the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout history have handed down the beacon, one person to the other. Here, it's your turn. Nuh alayhi salam passes away, he hands it over to whoever's after, Idris, here, your turn. And then he does that to the other person. Ibrahim alayhi salam handed it down to Ismail and Ishaq handed it down to Yaqub, and Yaqub handed it down to Yusuf, and Yusuf down to Musa. And from one person to the other, this risala, this message, has been handed down from one prophet to the other. And the Prophet ﷺ standing there in Masjid Al-Aqsa and leading, and he's standing in the place where most of this all began, if not all of it. Most of the prophets were born, either were born, lived, or died somewhere there within that area. So it's a very sacred area. And that's why till this day, the human race can't seem to find a way to, we can't seem to agree how we're going to live there. Because it's the holy land. That's how it's known by in the Qur'an. That's why it's known by all the books of Allah. It's the holy land. And the Prophet ﷺ got to lead all the prophets behind him. And the symbolism in all that is that they're saying, okay, it's your turn now. We hand this down to you, Ya Muhammad, to you and your ummah after, because there are no prophets after the Prophet ﷺ for him to hand it down to. So who is he going to hand it down to? He hands it down to his ummah, meaning his ummah will continue to carry the message that all the prophets before him ﷺ carried throughout history. And that's why the surah is called Al-Isra. That's why it's quoted in the surah, because that's what the surah is going to teach us. The surah is going to talk about that and only that. Talking about the fact that it's now your responsibility. It used to be Bani Israel. That's why immediately after Subhana alladhi asra, وآتينا موسى الكتاب وجعلناه مثلا لبني إسرائيل ألا تتخذوا من دوني وكيلا ذرية من حملنا مع نوح. Starting from Nuh alayhi salam, coming down to Musa alayhi salam, he gave the book. But what did Bani Israel do? They didn't do very well. وقضينا إلى بني إسرائيل في الكتاب لتفسدن في الأرض مرتين ولتعلن علوا كبيرا فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة بعثنا عليكم عبادا لنا أولي بأس شديد فجاسوا خلال الديار وكان وعدا مفعولا. A lot of us misunderstand these ayat and think that they're a prophecy of the Muslims getting back Jerusalem. No, it's not a prophecy. This is telling the story of how many times Banu Israel messed it up and lost it. This is how many times Banu Israel were told to maintain the Holy Land, to protect the Holy Land, how many times they didn't do it, and how many times they were removed from the Holy Land and kicked out, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought them a prophet who would bring them back in again, and then they messed it up and they were kicked out again, and then another prophet came back in. It happened many times through history. Up to when the Qur'an was revealed, it was twice. After the Qur'an, many times after that happened to them. They couldn't seem to maintain this land. عَسَى رَبُّكُمْ أَن يَرْحَمَكُمْ وَإِنْ عُدْتُمْ عُدْنَا. And if you mess it up again, you'll be kicked out again. Whenever you hear a story of Bani Israel in the Qur'an, the only purpose of it is for us to learn, so we don't make the same mistake. That's the only purpose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not enjoy, He's not trying to complain about Bani Israel to us. No. He's trying to tell you, this is what the people before you, the group before you, the group that carried the beacon around before you, the group that was responsible before you, these are the mistakes they made. Make sure you don't make the same mistakes. But of course we did. And we added a few to the pot as well. But that's why the story is told there. It's told because it's your responsibility now. That's why the ayah immediately after it is what? إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَمُ. See, it's not التي هي قيمة or good. The Quran, it guides you to that which is better. Better than what? Better than what Bani Israel were guided to. So this book is better than the book that Bani Israel carried. It's better than the Injil, it's better than the Torah, it's better than the Zabur, it's better than all the books before. يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَمُ is the best of all the books. It guides you to that which is better than everything else. So you don't need anything else. You don't need what they had anymore. It's moved on. The beacon has been moved on. It's been given to the next person. So it's like we're running a race, and the baton has been given to the last guy. Now you run, and you have the best tools, and you have the best ability to make this work because you were given the Quran, which is the best. That's why as we go through the surah, you'll find the surah will talk about the Quran more than any other surah in the whole Quran. This Surat Al-Israa will quote speaking of the Quran like no other surah. Why? Because as long as you were given the responsibility, and you understand now that the baton has been given, or the beacon has been given to you, you carry the responsibility now. Well, you have to understand what you're going to use to make sure that works. You were given a book of guidance that is better than all the other books. You don't need the miracles that the other prophets had. You don't need any of it. You're given more than what you needed. And I'll give you the examples in a few moments. But the surah also talks about responsibility. Since you're responsible, the Surah Al-Israa is a surah that has the most ayat that speak about your personal and communal responsibility. That we are going to be held accountable. That's why right after that, وَكُلَّ إِنسَانٍ أَلْزَمْنَاهُ طَائِرَهُ فِي عُنُقِهِ وَنُخْرِجُ لَهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ كِتَابًا يَلْقَاهُ مَنْشُورًا اقْرَأْ كِتَابَكَ كَفَى بِنَفْسِكَ الْيَوْمَ عَلَيْكَ حَسِيبًا. Every human being, his responsibility is he's going to carry it on his neck يوم القيامة. It's a figure of speech. You're going to carry it alone يوم القيامة. And on the day of judgment, the book will be given to you. And you'll be told, open your book, please. Read your book, please. You will judge yourself today. You will read your book. And based on the responsibility you were given, based on the responsibility you carried, you're going to tell me, does this book seem does this book seem the story of someone who carried that responsibility properly or not? You're going to be the judge of that. It's a very scary concept. That we're going to have to make that call. Go ahead. I gave you the responsibility. After Bani Israel, it was you. And you were given the book. And the book is aqwam. It's better than all the other books. So tell me, the story of the life you're reading right now, does it seem to you that this is the story of someone who carried that responsibility properly, or what does it seem to you like? And you're going to have to stand there and stutter for a while. More responsibility. من اهتدى فإنما يهتدي لنفسه ومن ضل فإنما يضل عليها ولا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى وما كنا معذبين حتى نبعث رسولا. Everyone, if you find guidance, you find it for yourself, and if you don't, you find it against yourself, and you will carry that alone. And no one will carry your sin for you like you will carry no one other's sins. وإذا أردنا أن نهلك قرية أمرنا مترفيها ففسقوا فيها فحق عليها القول فدمرناها تدميرا. Even in groups, if they refuse to carry the responsibility, if they do fisq, if they go astray, then they will be punished as well. Coming to the Prophet ﷺ himself, Surah Al-Israa has one of the most personal verses regarding his life, alayhi salatu wasalam. To the point where I've always struggled with understanding why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say this about the Prophet ﷺ in the Qur'an, until I understood the surah's theme, until I understood the sentence that Surah Al-Israa is here to say, it's your responsibility now, this message is yours, you're going to carry it, and you're going to be responsible for it, and here's the Qur'an, here's how you're going to do it, here's the book that you're going to need. It's the beginning. Surah Al-Isra is the beginning of a new cluster of surahs. The rest, the surahs that are going to come, are going to make Surah Al-Isra seem very, very clear why it was talking about that. Because the surahs that come, Kahf, Maryam, Taha, they're going to come and talk about aspects of that responsibility. The ayat go like this: وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَفْتِنُونَكَ عَنِ الَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ لِتَفْتَرِيَ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرَهُ وَإِذًا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. And they almost got you to leave what we gave you. Leave the wahy that we descended upon you. They almost did it. They almost did fitna to you. They almost. لِتَفْتَرِيَ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرَهُ, and then you would make something up. Start making things up and start saying things that we didn't tell you to say. وَلَوْلَا أَن ثَبَّتْنَاكَ لَقَدْ كِدْتَ تَرْكَنُ إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. If it wasn't for the fact that we held you down, we gave you strength, you would have maybe a little bit turned towards what they were saying. Lost your compass a little bit. Sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Very personal verses to him. Actually, they go a bit farther. إِذًا لَأَذَقْنَاكَ ضِعْفَ الْحَيَاةِ وَضِعْفَ الْمَمَاتِ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُ لَكَ عَلَيْنَا نَصِيرًا. And then you would have lived a life of difficulty and died a death of difficulty. And you would find no one to help you from us. SubhanAllah. Very difficult verses in Surah Al-Isra. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ is carrying a responsibility. You've been given the beacon. Carry it. Carry it wisely. Carry it cautiously. Carry it seriously. There is no room for you even a little bit to feel that you may lose your compass. Even just a little bit. Even just to get تَرْكَنُوا إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. Just a little bit. Listening to them. No, not even a little bit. Well, if a little bit, you'll be punished. Nothing. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Being told, carrying this message is hard. Yes, it's hard. If you don't know that yet, then here, I'm telling you. It's really hard. It takes a lot. If it was easy, there'd be no point of you being rewarded at the end of it. If it was easy, what's the point of reward? It's easy. But it's hard. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes sacrifice. It takes a lifetime. And alayhi salatu wasalam had to be told that. Not even a little bit, Ya Rasulullah. That's why in the surah you find وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. Because what is your responsibility based on? It's based on your soul. Your spirit. That's the only reason you can carry your responsibility. That's the only reason you can choose. It's because of your spirit. So they well, what is this? What about the spirit makes it? No, don't ask about it. Just use it for what it's there for. It's there for you to be able to be responsible, so use it for that. But don't ask about where it came from. There's no answer to that. There's no answer. We don't know. More the surah just talks about responsibility. قُلْ كُلٌّ يَعْمَلُ عَلَى شَاكِلَتِهِ فَرَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ هُوَ أَهْدَى سَبِيلًا. Everyone will do what they're going to do. You're going to live the way you want to live. It's your life, you're going to live it the way you want. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows who is living a better life and who is not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, and He'll take care of it Yawm al-Qiyamah. You're going to live the way you want to live. I'm going to live the way I want to live. And then we're going to be held accountable for the way we chose to live. The question comes to mind, what about those who don't understand any of this? What about those who are living in life and they don't have responsibility? They don't understand that they're a part of a systematic routine, moving down from one prophet to the other, the beacon being given down from one generation to the other, holding the responsibility of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What about those people who have no idea of any of this? He says subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْآخِرَةَ مَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ الْعَاجِلَةَ عَجَّلْنَا لَهُ فِيهَا مَا نَشَاءُ لِمَنْ نُرِيدُ وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْآخِرَةَ وَسَعَى لَهَا وَسَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَأُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ سَعْيُهُمْ مَشْكُورًا. And then he says, some people want the dunya, some people want the akhirah. This is kullan, both parties, those who want dunya, those who want akhirah. Kullan, numiddu ha'ula'i wa ha'ula'i min ata'i rabbik wa ma kana ata'u rabbika mahbura. He gives all, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will give from His generosity everyone. Everyone's going to be rewarded. Everyone's going to get their due diligence. No one's going to be forgotten. That's not your thing. That's not the point for you. It's not what you're here to do. You are here, you're given a message, you are given a responsibility. Carry it, learn how to carry it, and let people do what they're going to do. Don't ask about others and how they're going to live their lives. We spend too much time wondering, what's going to happen to this person? Are these people going to go to Jannah? What about these people? Are they going to go to Jannah? I don't know. Why, you think you know? No one knows. And it's not your business. It is very rude, actually. Actually, think about it, it's quite rude. To ask God, does he need help? You think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala needs assistance and how He's going to send people which directions? He knows what He's doing. He knows His creations. He knows His servants, and He'll take care of all of it. How about you take care of the one person that you were asked to take care of, which is yourself? How about you take care of that? And how about you carry the responsibility that He gave you, because it's your responsibility. And let people worry about theirs and worry about yours. That's basically what Surah Al-Israa is saying. Now it's your responsibility. Carry it seriously. Well, how? And then the surah starts talking about the Qur'an. Actually, before we go into the ayat that talk about the Qur'an, in Surah Al-Isra, there are وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا, correct? You know these ayat. إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And of course, if that's all you know, that's nice. But if you keep on going, there's like a page and a half worth of لَا تَفْعَلُوا and إِفْعَلُوا. Like there's a whole page worth after that ayah. ولا تقتلوا أولادكم من إملاق نحن نرزقهم وإياكم إن قتلهم كان خطأ كبيرا ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا ولا تقربوا مال اليتيم إلا بالتي هي أحسن حتى يبلغ أشده. Do these sound familiar to you? What do these sound like to you? Do they sound like the 10 Commandments of Musa alayhi salam maybe? Maybe exactly like the 10 Commandments of Musa? They're exactly like the 10 Commandments of Musa. Exactly. We just talked about Bani Israel a few minutes ago, in the book of Musa, how they were given the responsibility and messed it up. Well, here's your version of it. But you don't need them anymore. Here's your version. And actually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala added to the 10 Commandments of Musa a couple more. وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ إِذَا كِلْتُمْ وَزِنُوا بِالْقِسْطَاسِ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادَ كُلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. How about you don't speak of that which you do not know? How about you don't say something about something you have no knowledge of at all? Because your ear, your ability to hear, your ability to see, and your consciousness is something going to be asked about. You're responsible for يوم القيامة. ذَلِكَ مِمَّا أَوْحَى إِلَيْكَ رَبُّكَ مِنَ الْحِكْمَةِ. This is the hikmah that you were given. And it's aqwam. It's better than everything else anyone else has been given. It's better than it. You have your own version of things. Go by that. In the story, you find the story of Adam and Iblis again. Like I told you, every time you find the story of Adam and Iblis, whatever the surah is talking about is something that goes back as far as we go back as human beings. Yes, this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with Adam alayhi salam. And it's been handed down generation after generation, from one prophet to the other. It goes back to Adam. But this story here tells us what Iblis thinks. لَإِنْ أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. If you give me time, لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ. What does أَحْتَنِكَنَّ mean? This is called a hanak, right? Your face. أَحْتَنِكَنَّ is the action of taking, if you've seen a horse or a mule with the straps on, that in order for you to ride an animal, you have to put straps on so you can get it to move different directions. So the action of ihtinak is putting those straps on the face so that you can get the animal to move the way you want it. So Iblis is saying, give me time, I will put straps on all of them, and I will have them move in the direction that I want them to move in. They will do exactly what I want. They will not carry any responsibility at all. I will prove to you that Adam is not worthy, neither are his offspring. They will not be worthy of carrying this yellow. And I will show you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenges him. وَاسْتَفْزِزْ مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتَ مِنْهُمْ بِصَوْتِكَ وَأَجْلِبْ عَلَيْهِمْ بِخَيْلِكَ وَرَجِلِكَ وَشَارِكْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ وَعِدْهُمْ. Do everything. Bring your A game. Iblis, bring your A game to them. You're not going to... إِنَّ عِبَادِي لَيْسَ لَكَ عَلَيْهِمْ سُلْطَانٍ. Those who truly understand, what responsibility they've been given and what message they are carrying, you have no ability over them at all. You won't be able to do much. That's why after that, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, Surah Al-Isra. We have honored the human being. وَحْمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. The human being, we have honored him. We have given him more than we have given any other creation of ours. Why? So that he can carry this responsibility properly. So he can take the Qur'an, and he can take this message, and he can take the beacon, and he can move forward with it the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him to do so. But it's not without judgment. يَوْمَ نَدْعُو, the ayah right after, يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Every group will be called, and they'll be held accountable based on their imam. Here the word imam doesn't mean the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It means the Qur'an itself, the book. Here's the book you were given. Here are the responsibilities you carried. Let's see, did you fulfill did you fulfill your covenant? يوم ندعو كل أناس بإمامهم فمن أوتي كتابه بيمينه فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون فتيلا. But how do we do this, ayah? How do we take the beacon from Bani Israel and all the prophets before us, carry this message and move forward? We're responsible for it, I understand. How do we do all this? You do it. The answer, the way to do it, the solution is in Surah Al-Israa as well. أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك عسى أن يبعثك ربك مقاما محمودا وقل ربي أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا وقل جاء الحق. I now finally have the haqq with me. وزهق الباطل, and all that would be for it. It's not about Fatah Makkah. I know like, that's what he said, Fatah Makkah. Yeah, but this surah is a Makki surah. He was still in Mecca. How is he doing Fatah Makkah? He's still there. He doesn't even know about Yathrib yet, alayhi salatu wasalam. He's being told, you have the haqq now in your hands, you carry it. And the batil before it is all gone. It's obvious now how wrong it all is. In al-batil, kana zahuq has always been. Batil is always, falsehood has always been weak anyways. Pray, recite the Qur'an, learn from the Qur'an, spend a lot of time in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, establishing the connection so you can carry this responsibility, or you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to do it. The answer is the Qur'an itself. Is your connection with the Qur'an itself. That's why the Qur'an al-Fajr, we love that ayah, right? Everyone likes that ayah. The Qur'an al-Fajr, inna Qur'an al-Fajr kana mashhuda. Why? He just wants you to read it in the Fajr? No. He wants you to, the quietest time of the day, to look into this book. Because that's where that's where the beacon lies. That's where you're gonna carry the responsibility. Here it is. It's here. Just read. Read and understand so that you can actually move forward with it. وننزل من القرآن, this is all in Surah Al-Isra. وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارة. Ya Rabb, why didn't you give us something else with it? Give us something else. Give us a sign. وما منعنا أن نرسل بالآيات إلا أن كذب بها الأولون. We don't send these miracles anymore because every single group before you didn't believe based on these miracles. We gave you what you need. Actually, it tells us something else. When they came to the surah, tells us what the mushrikeen told the Prophet ﷺ. وَقَالُوا لَن نُؤْمِنَ لَكَ حَتَّى تَفْجُرَ لَنَا مِنَ الْأَرْضِ يَنْبُوعًا. We won't believe in you until you point at the earth and water comes gushing out. How? Why? أو تسقط السماء كما زعمت علينا كسفا. You bring down the sky comes down falling on us. أو تأتي بالله, or you bring Allah subhanahu himself. والملائكة قبيلا, and with the ayat of the malaika with them. أو يكون لك بيت من زخرف, you have to see your castle. أو ترقى في السماء, you want to elevate it to the sky. ولن نؤمن لرقيك, we won't believe then. ولن نؤمن لرقيك حتى تنزل علينا كتابا نقرأه. You go to the sky, you bring a book and you bring it down to us, and then we'll believe in you. قل سبحان ربي هل كنت إلا بشرا رسولا. I'm just a human messenger. What is all this? Why? Why is that ayah there in Surah Al-Isra? Because you don't need that. You don't need it. You were given what you needed. You were given what you need. You were given the Qur'an. All of that is worthless. And the Qur'an is what you need. It's all you need. قُلْ لَإِنِ, this is also Al-Isra. قُلْ لَإِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا. If the jinn and the ins came together, start to try and bring something similar to this Quran, even if they saw one another and they debated and they conversed, they still wouldn't bring anything like it. So what are you scared about? What do you need? They'll ask you for all these miracles, and no. That was never on the horizon to begin with. That's not what you need to make this work. That's not what you need in order for you to carry the responsibility. After Bani Israel, after they messed it up, if you want to carry it, all you need is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ جَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ حِجَابًا مَسْتُورًا وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً أَنْ يَفْقَهُوهُ وَفِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرًا. When you read the Quran, those who don't believe in it, they don't want to hear, they don't listen, they don't think, they don't want to have anything to do with it, that's fine. But you do. You understand it. You've invested in it. Why? وَبِالْحَقِّ أَنزَلْنَاهُ وَبِالْحَقِّ نَزَلْ. And with righteousness we have descended it. And with righteousness it came to you. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا مُبَشِّرًا وَنَذِيرًا قُلْ آمِنُوا بِهِ أَوْ لَا تُؤْمِنُوا. Believe in it or don't. This is what he's saying, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say, believe in it or don't believe in it. So it's up to you. It's your responsibility. Do what you want. آمنوا به أو لا تؤمنوا. Why? إن الذين أوتوا العلم من قبله إذا يتلى عليهم يخرون للأذقان سجدا يقولون سبحان ربنا إن كان وعد ربنا لمفعولا ويخرون للأذقان يبكون ويزيدهم خشوعا. That's when you make sajda in the surah. You read those verses. Why? Because those who had knowledge before you, when they read it, they couldn't help themselves but to fall in prostration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying this is beautiful. This is the truth. This is righteousness. And the khushu' that they would get from reading it because they believed it, because they agreed with what was in it. They believed it. It made sense. It was beautiful. It was majestic. It was unique. It was miraculous. I hope that was helpful. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.